The old girl's looking good today. Got her all dressed up nice and clean, but can't get her a date. Man, this week has just been a weird week, crazy week. Load boards haven't looked great, but I've had my opportunities and started out the week. I had two of my regular little runs to do, and the first one I got the flat tire, threw a monkey wrench in that day. I got that one finally delivered. Went back to pick up the second one, and it wasn't anywhere. It was just a ghost load. And so, um, in the process of all this, the end of the week last Friday, I got the email, my DOT audit. So I decided just come on to the house and get that taken care of. I pretty much thought I had everything in line and ready to go. Everything I needed was on my desktop on my computer. And so I started that process and realized there's two or three things that I sort of needed to update. But I've got everything sent in on that, and I'll make a video on that in detail. So I thought, hey, I've got all this taken care of. Don't need to sit around the house, but I didn't want to get too far since this is a holiday weekend. And this morning, got on the board, booked a load online, basically one of those that you just hit book now, and waited about 30 minutes. Didn't get a load, didn't get a rate con, nothing. I called the agent, and he said, I don't see where anybody got that load. And then just a few minutes later, I get a message from that agent or that carrier saying, oh, we need a copy of your insurance. But by the time I got that message, the load was already gone. So I missed opportunity there. And then I found the unicorn load, 15 miles from the house, going to Louisiana. Was going to be able to take all back roads. It was an empty flatbed trailer. I jumped on that one. And first, sometimes when you call on these loads, they do this thing where they don't really have the load yet, but they're kind of putting out feelers to see how much people will do it for. So I told them $3 a mile, basically. And since it was just right near my house and it was going a place I like to drive, and the guy was, well, okay, I'll call you back. So he called me back about 30 minutes later, got the load. But then it was one of those things where you look at the instructions and you realize something's not quite right here. The pickup location for this trailer was at a Love's truck stop. And so I called the guy back and said, hey, what's going on with this? And he said, oh, this is a guy I work with all the time. He buys trailers and then he ships them back to his yard, and he's going to meet you there. So I did. I went over there. I met the guy, real nice guy, talked for about an hour. And in the meantime, he was waiting for a money transfer to go through to buy this trailer from another company. And the trailer was blocked in. So I don't know really what happened behind the scenes. I don't know if the money transfer never showed up or the people on the other end just didn't see it, whatever happened. But the guy told me, hey, he goes, I used to be a truck driver. I know you hate standing around. And I'd only been there less than an hour. He said, I know you hate sitting around. He said, if you want to go to the house since you live so close, we'll just call you back when they're done. And he goes, hold on, I'm going to run to the ATM. Goes to the ATM and brings me back, hands me $100. And he said, here, for your troubles. He said, if this goes through, you can still have the load. If you don't want to do it, I'll understand. But if you want the load and you pick up the trailer, you can use it for a few days if you want to. So real nice guy. This guy buys trailers, used to be a driver, buys flatbed trailers, and then either he rents them or he sells them to another place. So waiting on that. Then looking on the load board to see if there's any small runs I could take around here to keep around the house. Load boards just aren't looking good right now. Of course, it's end of the day on Thursday. But man, if I wanted to take a long trip into California, excuse me, there are several loads on there that are real enticing. But just don't want to get that far away right now. You know, these are the runs that I normally look for. Like I dabble around the house looking for those golden runs that I can do an out and back and make 10,000 bucks. And the loads, there's several I see on the board today that I could definitely do that. I could get out there, make 6,000-7,000 bucks going out, and then get a loadout trailer and come back. But you know, just going to pass it up this week. But one of you guys wanted me to look at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a load board check. So I'm going to do that real quick. Pennsylvania is a great area for freight. So I suspect we're going to see lots of loads on that. And we'll take a look at it real quick and see what we can find. All right, you guys ready for this? Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, looking at power-only loads. Let's see what we got. I'm pulling up Dat Truck Stop here. And the first load out of the box looks like a round trip out of New Jersey for Landstar. And like I said, their rates have been pretty terrible this past year. They've been going down and down and harder to negotiate with. But team round trip doubles endorsement, you know, just you can usually look at that right away and tell that that's what it's going to be. But here's the next one: New Jersey to Montana. $3 a mile for a fairly light load. Let's look at that one. Team or super solo. Pick up 8 a.m. sharp. Delivered direct. I definitely asked for quite a bit more money on that one because Montana's a dead zone. There's quite a few of those. Okay, here's one. You know, this is another one going to, let's take a look at it here. It's weird. 23 feet long and 5,000 pounds, but let's look at it. Those semi trucks, ball and hitch bumper pull. You know, that's a RV. That's, you know, for an RV, that's paying okay, pretty good. You know, that's something you could probably book and go pick up with your pickup truck and pull it straight through and not have to worry about, you know, all the normal DOT stuff. Have you a quick vacation there. Here's a decent one. PA to Colorado, 35,000 pounds. Let's see. Why is it paying so good? True team. Okay, lots of team loads in here today. Here's one, that area that I like, but it's not paying enough for me to take it. Empty cargo trailer, paying a little over $2 a mile. You know, these are such easy runs, and you know, you have an empty trailer, but it just depends on your bills. And you also got to keep in mind what you could normally get going out to Arizona, because Arizona is not an easy place to get freight out of that pays anything. So, you know, there's lots of things to consider. You know, should you take $2 a mile? Not if you can normally get 3, and not if you are not going to get anything coming back. So, let's see here. Yeah, these are all just not paying great. Now here's one. JB Hunt has terrible rates. And when they're offering a load like this for $2 and what is it, 40 cents a mile, Middleton, New York to Salt Lake City, Utah, I have to kind of question it, but you have to get on there. Maybe we'll jump on their load board later. Maybe not. Let's see here. What else we got? A lot of stuff going to California right now. You know, nothing special jumps out at me, but we should see some. It's the end of the day on Thursday, so that's normally the time people are hunting things to get them through the weekend. So a lot of the good stuff is gone. But just scroll through here for you. Oh, here's a good one. Let's see here. Ephrata, I don't know how to say that. Pennsylvania to Bellevue, Iowa. A little over $3 a mile. 30-foot gooseneck trailer loaded with service bodies and 2 skids of parts. Gooseneck could be, some goosenecks can be set up to be pulled with a 5th wheel, a regular truck. Some of them aren't long enough, and some of them have just a ball hitch on them. So, you know, a lot of questions you need to ask there. And, one of the big questions to ask, if they say, oh, it's all set up for a fifth wheel, well, does it have air brakes? Let's see here. Here's 10, Marcus, terrible rates. Oh, and that's just, New Jersey down into Jacksonville, Florida. That's not a terrible load. Jacksonville puts you out there where you can actually get freight out of Florida, or you won't have to deadhead very far. So how much is that? It's only $3 a mile. So yeah, you can bid on that one. Bid it up. Here's one, Washington, D.C. Yuck. Into Nashville, Tennessee for close to $4 a mile, $3.80, something like that. Preloaded trailer. That's exactly what you want to see. Landstar. There you go. That's a decent run. I don't know if I'd take it for that price. I definitely ask for more, but you're not gonna. That's one of the things I think. In talking to some people, they hate negotiating. I think people just don't want to. They think it's confrontational, maybe, and they don't want to, talk with people on that level. But you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, if you go in there and you ask for, $20 a mile, they're just going to laugh at you. But normally what I do is, I'll call and I say, hey, I see you got this run here. What are we looking at on the rate? I'll get them to start the ball rolling. And normally what they say is, well, we got it for about 1,500. What are you looking at? That starts the ball rolling. So maybe, start that way. You won't feel so confrontational, but you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings if you bid too high. Just keep in mind, you bid high, you might get it. So start off the ball. If you bid too high, they're just going to say, no, we're not into it for that much. So they get hundreds of calls a day. They're used to it. Oh, here's a decent one. Pennsylvania to Indiana, 400 miles. What is that? 400 or $4 a mile. Yeah, that's a good one. 31-foot trailer. Definitely ask what kind of trailer that is. They've got 37,000 pounds on a 31-foot trailer. Right off the bat, I'm thinking it's going to be that load has to be loaded just right, or you might have something over on the back of that trailer. Let's see here. That's a terrible rate, but let's look at it to see exactly what it is. It's a towaway. Now, normally when you see a towaway, it doesn't give you the description of a 50-foot dry vans with swing doors. It just tells you it's a 53-foot van. But they're offering, you can usually tell the difference between a loadout and a towaway. Loadout, they're usually only going to offer you a couple $100. I would definitely not touch that for $1 a mile. People are crazy. Here's one, Pennsylvania to Ohio. It's close to $4 a mile. 3 loads available, drop and hook. Loaded 53-foot van and flatbed trailers, legal weights and dimensions. This is one that you could probably say, hey, I can do one of those and come back the next day and get the next one if you wanted to deadhead. But, that'd be cutting your profits down to $2 a mile. All right, as you can see, there's a lot of loads around Pennsylvania. That's just right in the middle of everything up there. If you want to do these short runs, you can definitely make some good money. As I've said before, you can't think of power only the same way you think of a van. This load right here, for instance, it's less than 300 miles. It's only 22,000 pounds, and it pays $1,200. $4 a mile. And boom, right there, you just get shot in the foot. It's a round trip. But that's something. If you live close to Clearfield, Pennsylvania, and you wanted to do an out and back so you could be home every single day, you could take this, make it, something easy, start talking them up on that rate. But as you can see, there are several of these. Another round trip. Okay, here is a Williamsport, Pennsylvania round trip. Drop and hook round trip, 350 miles. And that's an easy day's work right there. You could definitely talk them up on that a little bit. Light load, you go pick up, an hour and a half away from the house. 350 miles later, you're on your way home with, $1,200 in your pocket. I like those round trips. Those make things super easy. Close the loop. All right, let's look at this other load board here. I got it loaded up already. All right, let's see if there's anything better on here. Here's one to Georgia. Team Freight Management. I've hauled for them before. A little over $4 a mile. Stack of 5 chassis. Drivers must have chains, binders, and secure load. These are easy. If you've never done chassis before, you don't have to worry about a headache rack or anything like that. You need about really, let's see, about 5 sets of chains and binders. And if you buy those online or for somebody when they're used, you don't have to spend very much on those. Don't buy them brand new from a truck stop or any place like that. Let's see. This may sound stupid, but every time you look at this load board, just click on these. Even the ones, like this right here, Allentown, Pennsylvania to Columbus, Ohio. It may not look very good, but just click on it just in case and read the comments. Look at this one. I didn't plan this, I promise. But, just click on it because you never know what you're going to see. But it's also like studying for a test. The more if you see these every day, you get to know them and you get to know what to expect. And it's studying, next time you get on here, you don't have to click on this because you know what it's all about. But this says, need 2 trucks for a new PO lane. Pick up preloaded trailer in Pennsylvania. Live unload in Columbus, Ohio. Dedicated freight going back. $1,350 each way. Man, that is a good deal. Let's see, 447 miles. Dude, that's that is a really good deal for somebody if you live in that area. Something you leave out in the morning, you're going to have a load coming back. You're not worried about that flipping this load board all day long. It's dedicated freight. Something you can tell them, hey, I can take 3 of these loads a week. That's $6,000 right there. So, man, yeah, I would. Is that $6,000? That's $9,000, right? Close to 9,000. 6 times, yeah, 8,000 something. I don't know. My math's off, but yeah, that's so. You can pass these things by, and you just don't know what you're passing up because some of these people don't want to put a rate out there. And they don't put a whole lot in the comments sometimes, but some of them, man, they're just they're gold mines, just waiting for you to click on them and see what they're all about. You never know. It's like you open up a present. You never know what's going to be in those things. So this is study time. Every time you get on this load board, you're going to remember a lot of what you see, and it's going to help you out day after day. You're going to be more familiar with all these different loads and what you're looking at. See, that's only, now my eyes are getting blurry. I don't have my glasses. Okay, here's another one. Bethel, PA, round trip. Covenant, I've hauled for them before. Dedicated runs, driver unload. These are the ones you have to ask lots of questions on, but these are the ones you make the money on. You get in good with these people. You don't have to jump on the load boards anymore. They call you when they need you. All kinds of good things come with building these relationships. This one, starting off, it may not be the rate that you want. It may only make you
$900 a day, whatever. But do it a few times, see if it's something you enjoy, see if it fits, it's in your groove, and then move up your rate. These people, you build that relationship, they start calling you. If you're someone they can trust, that takes a lot of worry out of it for these agents. They'll go back to you and they'll pay more because they trust you, and it's easy for them just to say, hey, we got another load, give it to so-and-so. I'm not big on these ones that say drive or unload, but yeah, that's just one of those questions you have to ask. What am I going to be doing? And that's another thing, if it says drive or unload, all of a sudden I'm seeing more dollar signs on top of that. So here's a good one. Well, I thought it was. It's going to Miami, Florida, but let's click on it just to see. Nope, nothing good. And here's these right here. Like I said, don't think of power only as you do pulling a van. Let's look at this one, Berwick to Mannheim. Always click on them just to see what they say. Hook and go, stack of chassis, driver must secure, strap, and this may be one of those places where you can do this multiple times a day. Spend you a couple $100 on some straps and some binders. Well, probably more than that. But if this is something you can get, 4 loads out of each day, you can talk them up a little bit on that price, and it might be something worthwhile. Here's one offering over $4 a mile, Hedgesville, West Virginia to Harmony, Pennsylvania. Fifth wheel trailer. This is your basic power only right here. This is what's super easy about this. You drive, from Harrisburg, you're however many miles from Harrisburg. I can't remember what it said. Let's say it's an hour away. You go over there, pick up your trailer. You're in and out in 20 minutes. You go drop the trailer in Pennsylvania, and you're in and out in 15, 20 minutes. You're done. Boom, $900, and you can pick up another load that day. Yeah, that's what I like. Those are the ones you look for, that says hook and go. Ooh, here's another one. The mega carriers are the same way. They're the ones that usually have the dedicated freight, the same lanes over and over, day after day. And their agents are the same as anybody else in the world. If they can do something easier, they will. If you want to run that, if they have this lane every single day and you get to know that agent, boom, they're going to call you, and they're going to take care of you. They're going to offer you more money because it saves them so much time. All right. Yeah. There's 103 loads there just on this. So yeah, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, power only. You're not going to have any trouble at all. If you're having trouble in Pennsylvania, then the rest of us are having a whole lot of trouble.